Hello Nigeria, hello Africa, welcome to another interesting edition of Iron Issues coming to you live on Spectrum. Currently making the rounds as far as Nigeria is concerned. Top of the list is from the political scene where senators under the leadership of the APC are still exercising their franchise, or should we say their rights to air their views and concerns bordering on the consensus by the National Working Committee of the APC. And this is coming on the sidelines of the different sections of the APC family who feel that they were not consulted before Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, actually settled for Senator Akpabio as his preferred candidate to be given the Senate president for the 10th Assembly. The question of zoning has also come on the heels of this, and many have questioned why the zoning pattern of the APC should take the format perceived to be loyal to the party. As you would recall, during the presidential primaries, the APC had said they were not taking part in the zoning process, but had thrown it open for everyone, to put their heart in the rest. Of course, we all saw what happened during the APC presidential primary, which actually led to the emergence of Bola Tinubu. Move away from that, back to the issue making the rounds. Of course, Nigerians have been very excited in the last 4 days since Akpabio Nigerian chef Hilda Bassi actually kick-started a cookathon marathon to cook for over 100 hours to beat the first world record of the longest cooking hours that was created by an Indian chef, Banton. And today, with world record when it comes to cooking, or the person or the chef with the longest standing, cooking session. Well, while we await the official announcement by the Guinness record officials, a lot of Nigerians have congratulated Ms. Hilda Bassi for the great achievement and for her resilience. And of course, we'll be focusing on that and how that affects the new Nigerian spirit. 4 days that Hilda has been involved in the cooking process, nobody actually got to remember whether she is from one particular part of the region or not. The whole of Nigeria, Africa, converged to support and voice their encouragement to Hilda while she was at it, of ethnicity and of course religion. But we'll get to look at that, and then of course we'll also come back to Akpabio State, where issues bordering on the support given to the senator-elect for Ikot senatorial district come back, and we will be having a seasoned politician and of course a one-time local government chairman, a stalwart within the party system, and of course a very strong politician to help us navigate the different questions bordering from the political scene back to Akpabio State. We'll also look into the issue where the federal government has reacted to the bill on the National Assembly, where they're seeking mandatory 5-year stay in Nigeria for medical doctors before they can actually have the and head out. When we come back on Iron Issues, we'll be coming back with a guest, and we will be looking critically into the different issues. Stay with us.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the Constitution.
Lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My Lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My Lord, the Matters Council is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord, but we can't be talking about cases which are in court.
Is
my
this
Lord.
an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my Lord. These cases are in court, my Lord. I'm just reminding your Lordship.
My Lord, sorry, my Lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Every day, we bring you up-to-date information on topical issues affecting the common Nigerian. From issues on politics,
Hello, Nigeria. I remain committed.
And so much more. Join Janice Kobum and Uyai Anyeken
every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily, exclusive on Spectrum Television.
Today we will be starting up our conversation from the political scene. Of course, you know the politics had increased towards the return of President-elect Ahmed Bola Tinubu after almost 1 month outside the shores of Nigeria, shortly after the general elections. And before then, we heard rumors and speculations within the APC family as they were trying to lobby and gather support as to who is going to take over what position in the incoming administration. Now, shortly after Ahmed Bola Tinubu returned to the country, the APC family announced distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, former Minister of Niger Delta and Senator-elect for Ikorokwere Senatorial District in Akwa State, as the consensus candidate. And as we speak, over 86 senators are keen behind Godswill Akpabio. But beside that, there are other local government chairmen and a strongman within the APC family. Welcome to Iron Issues.
Thank you very much for having me this evening. I'm very glad to be here. Apparently, this is my first time of being a guest on this TV station.
Wow.
I'm happy to be here, but my only worry is that seeing the nature of the road leading to this facility, it leaves much to be concerned. I want to appeal to the incoming governor, Pastor Omoino, to ensure that something drastic is done to ensuring that this road project is completed in a record time.
Vehicles consistently heading to the workshop, and I think we cannot say enough. The current administration of Governor Udom Emmanuel had promised that they were going to complete the road in record time. That was sometime last year. They're still waiting to see what will happen, and hopefully that answer will be given before the few days that is going to leave office. And if not, like you've appealed the incoming administration of Pastor Omoino. Len, let's walk away from the issue of a bad road. Sincerely apologize for that road.
No,
anyways.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, now Senator Godswill Akpabio, a very strong politician, is known from his days back in Akwa State as the uncommon transformer, back then as a governor. And then he moved to the Senate, and during his first term at the Senate, he made it to become the Senate Minority Leader. And shortly after that, he was given the appointment as the Minister of Niger Delta.
Yes.
And many have seen the enormous contribution he has brought to the ministry, part of border. And now he's back at the Senate. You know, prior to the presidential primaries, where he was a presidential aspirant, a lot of persons had said probably he was just in for jokes. But now, many Nigerians have said Akpabio is not just a politician to be toyed with, but he knew what he was doing. Now, my first question to you is, there are different concerns from different senators within the factions of the APC. Do you believe that choosing Akpabio as a consensus candidate is in the interest of the APC? And of course, the issue of fairness and justice?
Well, to address that question, it's important for all of us to come to terms that this is party politics. And so there's absolutely no way the party that has formed the majority of the members in the Senate and the House of Reps, there's no way they would not take interest as to suggesting as to how these positions should go to. If the position of Senate President has been suggested, the issue of who would emerge as the Senate President in the 10th National Assembly will be decided in the floor of the Senate whenever the incoming president would have signed a proclamation to that effect. We don't know when it will meet, but it's only when the president would have been sworn in and a proclamation to that effect is signed by the president. So when I hear the concerns, or some people are saying infighting within the party, I don't think it's so. I wouldn't want to believe that there's any infight. And you know, the NEC had given powers to the working committee to ensure that decisions of this nature, because the problem of having to call a NEC meeting and all that would take a lot of time, you know. So they had given the working committees the powers to exercise those functions, and they've suggested that the Senate President should go to the South, and the Southwest has the President and Commander-in-Chief. So that takes care of the three zones in the South. Now, for the North, the Northeast has the Vice President-elect. They had also suggested leaving out the national chairman. I mean the North Central. Let me not be forced to believe that maybe they've left the North Central vacant, open because of the national chairman, who is from the North Central. But I'm happy that since after those suggestions were made by the part of the country, the governors on the national assemblies from those zones have spoken out that the two positions of the deputy Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives should not come from one zone, should not come from the Northwest. That something should be juggled and given to the North Central. And the national chairman have said that everybody the problem, and I'm sure there's a mechanism where that could be worked out, and everybody will be on the same page. So I don't think it's a problem.
Well, you might not think it's a problem because you're a member of the party, but many have said that this is a similar thing that played out within the PDP. Recall shortly before the elections, we had the likes of Nyepsam Wike and the G5 making their appeals known to the party, and when that appeal was not met, those concerns were not addressed. We saw what happened. They broke out. They didn't support the presidential candidate of the party, and all of the drama that unfolded. Now, many have said that this is likely to affect the APC in the event that these concerns raised by the different sections of the APC is not being addressed. Don't you see that being a problem?
With the national chairman, Senator Abdullahi, and his working committee has not. They've come to terms with the fact that the concerns raised by the governors of the North Central, the senators and the House of Reps, they're very, very genuine concerns, and they've said we'll look into it. And so it would definitely not get to the point where you want
language. And the statement made by Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, shortly after he was announced as the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he did say that by his body language, he's going to favor competence, capabilities, abilities over the sentiment of the federal character, which a lot of the regions are agitating for. Do you think in these regards that Godswill Akpabio fits into the president's seat for the 10th Assembly? Do you
No,
see he has the capability?
Those that do not like him, or maybe do not like his courage, would not say that he didn't perform. You know, and his performance, we still look forward to who would be governor and will be able to compare with what Senator Godswill Akpabio did. And I heard you in the intro talk about Senator Godswill Akpabio commissioning the NDDC corporate headquarters in Port Harcourt. It didn't end there. If you go to University UNU, in the permanent side, you see the student hostel that was also commissioned when he was the supervisory minister of NDDC. If you also go to Port Harcourt, if you have a fair idea of Port Harcourt, you would see a massive police facility that had been abandoned for God knows how many years, and he was able to put it right, and a good number of things. So he's somebody that if he's in a place, he always makes a difference. And I think it's very, aside from the fact that, you know, there are two major criteria, you know, for you to contest for, even though you are a senator, for you to contest for such an office like the Senate President. One, you must be a ranking senator, in which case you wouldn't be the first time you are going to the Senate. And the second major criteria is that you must come from the party that controls the majority. And if you look at the entire South, where that office is zoned to, you know, you come to Akpabio, we have 3 senators. 2 of them are members of the PDP, the minority party, and they are also first-timers. So it knocks them out. You go to Cross River, either 2 of them are members of the APC, the other one is in PDP, but the 2 that are members of APC are first-timers. And so the Senate rules knocks them off. So if you go to all the states, you go to Deltas are from the PDP. And so it makes Senator Godswill Akpabio stand out. Aside from competence, you know, he's from the major political party that has the majority in the Senate. And he's also a ranking senator. So it's not a matter of, because if you didn't give it, if it was zoned to South, and you didn't give it to...
Recall the scenario that played out, the APC presidential primaries. Senator Godswill Akpabio was the first person to step down for Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Now, part of the concerns Nigerians have is the question of having a rubber-stamped legislature or a rubber-stamped National Assembly. Do you see Akpabio being a rubber stamp in the event that he's being given that position, in the event that the senators actually give him that mandate as the Senate President for the 10th Senate? Do you see him
senator? I see him as a senator. I see him as a Senate President that will collaborate with Mr. President to ensure that things are done in the interest of the generality of Nigerians. That's how I see him. He's not somebody, you know, that you would ask him to go and rubber stamp a thing for you.
Over time, we've been having on the back end the conversation of having a united front for Akwa State. And like you rightly mentioned just a few minutes ago, we have 3 senators, we have 10 national Federal House members,
yes.
And that makes it 13 from this region to the national scene. But over time, we've not seen that united interest, what many would call the Akwa agenda, that is being championed by these 10 or 13 individuals sent to the National Assembly to represent us. And a lot of people, a lot of arguments have come up just after Godswill Akpabio was announced. We've seen the likes of Asuko from Cross River State standing solidly behind Godswill Akpabio. He's been practically behind him at every outing, gloriously about the person of Akpabio. We've not seen senators within the Akwa State extraction also gathering up support. Would you say this is still going back to, you know, the party sentiments that has been, you know, pointed as one of the reasons why Nigeria and Akwa State is where it is today?
Well, I would I would not want to look at Senator Akpabio's aspiration for Senate presidency. I wouldn't want to look at it as an APC or PDP affair. I look at it as a larger Akwa Ibom project that should be embraced by all. I get worried as a person. I don't know how things how it works at that level, because I have last weekend Senator Akpabio was in Lagos, where he went with I think over 60 senators or thereabout. He was in Katsina to consult the governor of Katsina, Masari. And I get worried. I believe, the two governors I've mentioned are members of his party, the APC. That's my own party also. But I get worried because the other day he was in Port Harcourt with a good number of senators when the president-elect was hosted to a state banquet when he went visiting Rivers State. And the Rivers State governor, who is a member of the PDP, also directly embraced the project and spoke glowingly about Senator Godswill Akpabio, his ability to do the job as the Senate president. So I get worried, what is the problem in Akwa Ibom State? Is it that, I don't know how the invite was given, is that invited him to come, that he was in Ekiti also, let me not forget, and the governor did declare his support. All the senators from Ekiti were there, all the House of Reps members elect. So I look forward to a moment. I'll be a very happy person where our governor will host Senator Godswill Akpabio, and I look forward to where the other two senators elect will be there in attendance with all the members of the House of Reps who elect also. And I look forward to also where the governor and governor-elect of Akwa Ibom will be there. So I want to see a synergy between Senator Godswill Akpabio, who by the grace of God will be the 10th chairman of the National Assembly, the Senate president. I look forward to seeing a synergy between the Senate president, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and the incoming governor of Akwa.
Do you see the possibility of that happening? And I'm asking that question because the present governor of Akwa Ibom State, Governor Udom Emmanuel, was the successor or succeeded Godswill Akpabio. In fact, Godswill Akpabio brought the present governor.
There's no doubt about it.
And then shortly after that, we saw what happened. Then Godswill Akpabio left the PDP. And a lot of persons have said there is a serious bad blood between these two individuals. And the likelihood of both of them being seen in one place is not possible. Do you agree with that school of thought?
No, I don't. Because for me, this matter of Senate presidency, the number 3 citizen of Nigeria, it goes beyond. And so, I don't know where the meeting point should be, but I think there should be a meeting point where Akwa Ibom project would be far above whatever problem must have existed between Senator Godswill Akpabio and Udom Emmanuel. Everybody, even in their household, there are sometimes those petty issues. And what is important is the bigger picture.
All right, so indeed the bigger picture is the one thing that we all need to project. And for such a long time, we have been advocating for a united front for the Akwa Ibom project. In as much as we look forward to seeing that, a lot of persons believe that it would take some sort of a miracle for there to be a coveraging point for the different factions within the political stakeholders in Akwa Ibom State across the different parties to actually come together. If you just join us, this is Eye on Issues. We'll take a short pause here. When we come back, we will be looking at other issues. Not forgetting my guest is Honorable Anyekan Akpan, a one-time local government chairman and a strong stakeholder within the APC. Stay with us.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as